the glory that touches the sky. That's the motto of the Indian Air Force. And now, our Air Forces wants the youth of the country to get to know what it feels like to be a part of the coveted forces. As a result, we've got a new smartphone game called Indian Air Force A Cut Above, which features the recently conducted Balakot airstrike as well as our national hero Abhinandan Vardhaman. Here's what we found out about the latest game. The first thing you notice about the game is that it looks mighty similar to a bunch of flight simulation games that you may have played before. In fact, this game is actually closely based on a game called Guardians of the Sky by Indian developer Thry Interactive. However, instead of emphasizing on aircraft-specific details and elaborate manual controls for flying, it focuses on the overall missions. You begin with 3 training levels, which take you through the takeoff, air control, cameras, landing, weapon operation, target hitting, throttle control and landing operations, all of which would eventually be required in tandem for carrying out the 10 single-player missions. While takeoff and air control are fairly simple, you also need to account for manually retracting the landing gear and maintaining a steady airspeed in order to prevent air stalls and crashes. Operating the standing short-range gunfire is fairly standard, and firing aerial rockets are even more simple. However, you need to ensure to maintain your throttle in order to keep within range of your aerial target. Get too close and the target will be missed. The tricky bit lies in firing the ground rockets, which are less precise than the aerial ones. Even the landing process is slightly tricky, but the markers in the training procedure initially assist you in terms of where the speeds need to be reduced and how the landing process is to be carried out. The difficulty obviously increases significantly when you set it to medium and even further at hard. However, this actually makes the game more engaging. Once the training is completed, the first mission you undertake is as a pilot of the Mi-17 V5 helicopter delivering life-saving supplies to calamity-hit areas. This essentially warms you up for the other missions to follow. Once you complete the mission, you are informed that the calamity-ridden area had also been hit by a terrorist attack, dousing you straight into the role of providing air support for a surgical strike. You command the Mirage 2000 jet, equipped with Mica short-range multi-target missile, the Griffin laser-guided missile, a 30mm autocannon, and the Spice 2000 precision-guided bomb. What's impressive here is the level of attention paid to the graphics and the intensity of the weapons and the aircraft in the game, which make it a rather thrilling game to play. The controls aren't fussy, the missions induce a strong sense of purpose, and you find yourself rooting to complete all the single-player missions and get even more from it. The game also includes a free flight mode, which requires you to register with the game, albeit at no additional charges. The game also states that a multiplayer mode will be coming soon, raising the prospect of aerial dogfights with your friends. In short, if the IAF wanted the game to showcase its life to the youth of the country, there possibly wasn't a better way of doing so. Getting across between the flight simulator format of gameplay with mission-laden tasks, especially when it comes to saving the Indian borders from terrorists, is an ingenious idea. On that note, Indian Air Force A Cut Above is a pretty interesting game to play, in the sense that the controls are pretty good, and when it comes to the difficulty, while there is a certain level of obstacles that you need to go through, and the level of precision that's needed is also a little high, it is what makes the game more interesting. Indian Air Force The Cut Above game wants to appeal to the youngsters of the nation, and on that note, it is a win for the game.